I'm not a big fan of Valentine's Day, and my reasons aren't particularly original. There are certainly plenty of other holidays which are over-commercialised and make specific sections of the population feel lonely, but Valentine's Day just seems to have this element more baked in. And what's more, it pushes forward the worst of society's attempts at defining what love should be about. What is love? It's, when I buy you a box of chocolates and a card telling you how much I love you because it's that time of year again, okay? See you next year. Thanks, bye. Of course, plenty of people disagree with me, and it's understandable. In a world where we often find ourselves too busy to give proper attention to the people who mean the most to us, having a holiday dedicated to romance, however you define it, gives some people the excuse they need to spend time on their loved ones without feeling guilty that they should be doing something else. And for others, Valentine's Day is simply an excuse to become an entire block of cheese and tell someone in the most cringily romantic way possible how much they mean to them. And that brings us to the first Valentine's Day card, written by Margery Brewes in 1477. Well, written by a scribe that Margery dictated to. And before we go into what it says, you really need some background. Margery and her Valentine, John, had met earlier in the year and had fallen in love incredibly quickly. But there were two problems. The first was John's older brother, whose name was also John Paston, because why make life simple by giving your children different names? Elder John was the head of the family, and he was annoyed because John Jr. hadn't asked his permission before pursuing Margery. Perhaps little John had just gotten carried away with the whirlwind romance, or perhaps his 10 previous failed relationships had made him suspicious of the kind of match his older brother was willing to approve. The second problem was Margery's father, Thomas Brewes, who thought his older daughter could do better than the second son of a country knight, and refused to give John more than a meagre dowry for Margery. Things didn't look great for the couple, and the opposition, as well as the size of the dowry, was clearly giving John doubts. But Margery knew what she wanted, and was willing to pursue it. This was the background in which Margery wrote John their earliest surviving Valentine's letter. Unto my right well beloved Valentine, John Paston, Squire, be this bill delivered. Right reverent and worshipful and my right well beloved Valentine, I recommend me unto you full-heartedly, desiring to hear of your welfare, which I beseech Almighty God long for to preserve unto his pleasure and your heart's desire. And if it pleases you to hear of my welfare, I am not in good health of body nor of heart, nor shall I be till I hear from you. For there knows no creature what pain that I endure, and even on the pain of death I would reveal no more. And my lady my mother hath laboured the matter to my father full diligently, but she can no more get than you already know of, for which God knoweth I am full sorry. But if you love me, as I trust verily that you do, you will not leave me therefore. For even if you had not half the livelihood that you have, for to do the greatest labour that any woman alive might, I would not forsake you. And if you command me to keep me true wherever I go, indeed I will do all my might you to love and never anyone else. And if my friends say that I do amiss, they shall not stop me from doing so. My heart me bids evermore to love you truly over all earthly things, and if they be never so angry, I trust it shall be better in time coming. No more to you at this time, but the Holy Trinity have you in keeping, and I beseech you that this bill be not seen of no earthly creature, save only yourself. And this letter was written at Topcroft with full heavy heart, by your own Margery Brewes. It's hard to come away from the letter without a sense that Margery was pretty keen on John, and from the poetic language to the declarations that the lack of John's presence has made her ill, this card has all the hallmarks of a Valentine's card. But as much as this was all very endearing, it doesn't seem to have been enough. But luckily for Margery and John, their mothers could apparently see what was best for them. Margery's mother wrote to John, asking him to come and stay for a while and meet his would-be father-in-law, and John's mother suggested a slight alteration to the terms of the wedding, which would be acceptable to both sides. The combination of John meeting Margery's dad and the altered financial arrangements sealed the deal. The couple were married soon after, and the marriage was a happy one. In the early 1480s, a few years into their marriage, Margery wrote to her husband, who had gone to London. Sir, I pray you, if you tarry long at London, that it will please you to send for me, for I think it a long time since I lay in your arms. Clearly the romance was still alive, but unfortunately Margery was dead by 1495, and John followed her to the grave in 1504, survived by their son William. They had only 17 years together, but they appear to have been happy ones. Not a bad deal for the 15th century. So, what do you think about Valentine's Day? Would you like to receive a letter like Margery's, or would you prefer to leave the holiday in the 15th century? Leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. Also, a big shout out to my patrons who help me keep producing content. If you'd like to support the channel, gain access to our Patreon Discord server, and see videos sooner, check out my Patreon in the description. See you next time.